Archimax login confirmed.
Welcome to the Lodge. You've accessed
The Lodgecast experience.
Warning, warning, dangerous spoilers ahead. Enjoy.
Ooh, you feel that freshness in your mouth? It's time for another Lodgecast. The Peppermint Lodgecast.
Peppermint!
I am your Lodgemaster. With me as always is Brother Bishki.
What's up, y'alls?
And Brother Lucas in the back.
Yo!
Tonight, what the fuck? What are we doing? We couldn't get anybody to come be a guest.
You tried everyone.
Nobody wanted a peppermint.
No one wanted to come to the pep rally. People are scared. That must mean that this movie's doing something right.
Yeah.
Very divisive, very polarizing.
What do we know about this? It looks like Jennifer Garner's death wish.
Yes.
Yeah, I've always associated her with wholesomeness, but this is gonna flip.
Like, what happened? Like, what? Okay, it looks like Jennifer Garner just single-handedly taking out MS-13.
Basically.
A real gang, a real legitimate gang.
We'll see.
with
Maybe
deep-
they're like, you know, NT-14 or something.
Right,
like,
right.
We'll see if they try to mask it.
Yeah.
But it just looks like she's out there killing Latinos.
Yeah, and not just the people who kill her family, but like a lot of other people too. So we'll find out.
What really drew me to this, other than my sweet father highly recommending it in a stereotypically cryptic fashion, is that it looks like at one point she goes undercover as a homeless person and continues to dispatch the gang members.
The trailer had me laughing. So
I didn't even see a trailer. I have very little awareness of this movie.
Okay,
Kind
that's
of-
great.
Just from what I've heard, I'm kind of surprised it got a theatrical release, right?
I mean, from what I've seen of Jennifer Garner lately, she was in like that faith-based film about the girl that fell out of the tree.
yeah,
And
wholesome.
Just like wholesome, but maybe so wholesome that she got in with like the Christian right, and that's why she's killing MS-13 now.
That could be.
Like, do you think that's what it is, or do you think she's just going where the paychecks
I
lead?
think it's a little bit of both. I think she's subverting her image of the wholesome alias hero crime fighter, but also getting a payday. But also, maybe she does believe the ideals of that character world or whatever.
Maybe
Trump's
she
America.
also wants to be Batman. She's been looking at Ben for
Yeah.
so long,
Yeah, maybe.
and she wants her own Peppermint franchise.
With a lot of
Yeah,
blood.
How ironic. How ironic. It's funny now because I'm going to get the Charlize Theron one mixed up like it's like a hot atomic or
Atomic Blonde?
Yeah, atomic fireball or
And
whatever.
Peppermint?
Yeah, it all sounds like candy in your mouth, right?
Well, we'll see. We'll see if it turns out to be one of those jelly beans that taste like shit, or if it's a hidden diamond in the rough. Oh man, I can't imagine a world in which we come back pleasantly surprised by
Yeah.
this.
I
Do we know-
slammed a
do-
beer
do
to
we-
blunt the
Do
flow.
we know who the director is at all?
I don't
Like,
know shit.
I don't know anything
I don't know
either. I know
shit.
nothing. I know nothing.
He's an action. I looked him up and then I immediately forgot. I can't remember.
Yeah, as Bishki said, he slammed a beer to blunt the flow. We're going to do the same, but we're going to blunt the flow to slam our brains. Lucas is already on it. He's got a new, fresh Alpine cartridge.
Skywalker OG, baby.
Oh man, we're going so deep for you guys. We're going to be taking some bullets. We're going to be dodging dodging other bullets.
We're gonna be freshening up the.
And we're so happy to have the AMC A-list.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is our first official A-list screening, right?
Everybody is officially on the A-list.
This is our inaugural A-list screening.
These are $20 tickets that are pretty much free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're putting a call out to all of our most frequent guests. You wanna play ball with us? You wanna really be in the family? You get on that A-list pronto.
Not the D-list.
AMCAlist.com or AMC.com.
Sounds good, guys. Well, we're running out of time here. We got to run in. We got to see what Jennifer Garner's all about. We got to see her slaughter some gang members. And we'll be back to sort all the bodies out for you on the other side.
Let's do this.
Love and light.
Peppermint. All right, we're back from Skid Row. We got
Barely made.
we got pepperminted.
Oof, pepper spray minted.
Before we get into it, wow. Before we get into it, Brother Bishke, what's that snop sounding like?
From RottenTomatoes.com, Peppermint is an action thriller which tells the story of a young mother, Riley North, Jennifer Garner, who awakens from a coma after her husband and daughter are killed in a brutal attack on the family. When the justice system frustratingly shields the murderers from justice, Riley sets out to transform herself from citizen to urban guerrilla. Channeling her...
It's G-U-E.
Yeah, not gore.
Not gore.
You never know with this movie.
Channeling her frustration into personal motivation, she spends years in hiding, honing her mind, body, and spirit.
We're still going.
To become an unstoppable force, eluding the underworld and the LAPD and the FBI, as she methodically delivers her personal brand of justice.
Wow, that's a snops. That's a snops and a half.
That was written by the
Jennifer Garner.
Jennifer Garner and the H brothers.
This is an H brothers production.
Oh my god.
And
second H brothers that we've seen in the Prime Theater, because I think H brothers had their stamp on the Happy Time Murders.
Yes, they did. And I think that the theater expected such a Latino dominant crowd that the first trailer was largely in Spanish.
Dubbed in Spanish, yeah, with Spanish titles. But an American movie. It was the Dan Fogelman movie, Life Itself, with Oscar Isaac and...
just marketed to Spanish
but it was a Spanish version, yeah.
And it was
I've never seen this. Have you ever seen a Spanish version of a trailer before?
No.
I mean, in front of a major motion picture?
I knew we were in for an adventure when the rest of the trailers unspooled as well, and they were the most random assortment of, like, old Jennifer Garner romantic comedy styles.
The most stale, half-baked, like undercooked premises, like where Jennifer Lopez was in a movie.
We'll see that eventually.
Yeah,
like, oh my god.
But it was all over the place, leading up to the point where, and sometimes I really love this, I forgot what movie we were seeing. I'm like, Peppermint. What the fuck did we get ourselves into? And from the get-go, I thought the first shot was great.
Yeah, it had me for like 5 seconds where I was like, "Oh, this might not be as bad as I." Oh wait, it is.
It's a shot of downtown, kind of at dawn, like deep blue dawn, and it kind of booms down, and we see this kind of older car, fogged up windows, kind of rocking sex style.
Yeah, you think someone's having sex.
We slowly creep in. You hear like, and then you cut inside, and it's Jennifer Garner, like, just brutally fighting this gang member, just, like, going at it, and she just shoots him in the face. Yeah. And she drags him out of the car.
It was very well executed and choreographed. It had my attention, and I thought, here we go. We might have something. Then the opening credits just hit you in the face. Like a fart.
God. Like,
it was bad. It was like 90s bad. Like 1990s bad.
You're going to hear a recurring theme. This whole movie was split down the middle with 90s and 80s sensibilities. It is such a seamless blending. Like, the first thing you notice,
Beyond.
Once we get out of that first scene, there's those, like, 7 intro title jump cut double exposure things, which are a motif throughout that have been played out for 15 years.
Yeah, straight up late least. 90s, like Tony Scott. Like,
and whenever our hero is remembering something or flashing back, double exposure, overexposure.
Yeah, you're getting in her mind with crazy.
It's like that cheesy strobe effect. It's so bad.
Now, I can already tell what track Lucas is on. I did not know for sure, but I'm pretty sure at this point, before whatever trip he's going to take you down, I'm going to say to you, all of you that turned down joining us to this movie, you fucked up.
You missed out.
This
you
movie
missed out. This is off the scale.
Out
of scale.
Control. Every scene is out to lunch.
Bananas, capital B in bold letters.
Oh my god! Like this might be a Lodge movie. Like it might. I wouldn't doubt that this might sneak itself into a second feature some night.
It's bonkers. It's batshit.
It is out of control. So that being said, I mean, I could honestly, and I would agree to this tonight. I don't know about tomorrow, but tonight I would agree to do an entire podcast, multiple episodes about this movie. Like
a 3-parter, our first series, our first podcast series.
3 parts. At least 3 parts. And to think I told you guys we need to keep tonight short because this isn't going to be shit. This is filler. This is nothing.
Yeah.
No, this is not filler. We do not deserve Peppermint.
Yeah.
That said, okay, so let's just fly over the talking points here, like
bullets points.
The bullet points, exactly.
Thousands of bullet
the hollow
points.
point bullet points.
Shotgun points.
Oh my god. Okay, so we start there, and then we flash back pretty soon, 5 years ago, to Jennifer Garner in her domestic mode.
Girl Scout cookie family, cookie cutter.
Well, she's living on Skid Row before she flashes back.
Right. We show her living on Skid Row. It's pretty hilarious to watch her walk through Skid Row. And, you just see a couple homeless key characters, like, look at her with respect.
Revere her.
So we flash back to her domesticity, and it is like Happy Past on crack.
Yeah.
Like
it feels like a romantic comedy.
Something's up, yeah. The tones for the first 30 minutes shift so fast and furiously. It is incredible.
Yeah.
And when we flash back, we flash back into her getting in kind of a comedic fight with a rival Girl Scout troop mom.
Yes.
And the 2 little girls are there with their sashes. And it's like a Lifetime movie mixed with a romantic comedy.
Yeah, it's the wholesomeness you expect from Jennifer Garner. Like
it's meant to be funny.
Yeah.
And you're like, wait, I just saw somebody get shot in the face at like 2 inches range.
Yeah, like 30 seconds ago screen time.
Yeah. So we developed that. We developed that she has a husband who is kind of into some unsavory things because he wants to provide for his family.
He wants a house for his family.
Yeah.
But the scenes with the family together are manic. They're like manic happy.
They have no chemistry. It's like they just met.
They met in like a picture frame placeholder that you'd find at just a frame in Target. Like that's what they look like, this family.
And it's all just wooden and like just hollow performances.
But they're pushing the happiness through, and it comes through as not authentic, and it is hilarious.
It's creepy.
Like I was laughing through this entire movie.
And they're cutting
a lot of
it
inappropriate laughter.
with like the guy getting tortured.
Yeah.
Like and it cuts back to them at a carnival, and it's like
the husband has some unsavory friends and they're being tortured, and so the guy's like, you gotta go get this other guy too.
And they're cutting it with a carnival, and they're taking like photos at the photo booth and having a good old time.
And the guy's getting his head cut off. Like, it is insane. And the way that they talk to the girl about the night they're gonna have, she's like, okay, we're gonna go get pizza. And then we're going to go to the carnival. Yeah. And then we're going to get ice cream. Yeah, you're going to get all the ice cream you want because it's your birthday. That's like a line.
Yes,
I think that's a line.
That's accurate.
Yeah.
That's
And
accurate.
they keep saying things like, if you listen as they're heading out to the car, the dad's just like, carnival. Yeah, carnival. And then later,
noun, adjective, verb.
they keep in all the little nonsense like transitional dialogue that they have that you probably shouldn't put in the movie. Like, you hear in the background when there's like some ominous things going on in the foreground, you hear like Jennifer Garner talk to her daughter, and she's like, it's your birthday. Oh, birthday. Like, honestly, that's what they say. It's like, we need to keep this vibe of birthday and carnival, so keep saying those words.
Yeah.
Anyway, these are like small potatoes. We gotta keep moving.
But it's really MS-13. These guys, like that. I mean, they're not.
They're never said by name.
They're not.
No.
They're never said by name. But like, they're not fictionalized. Like, they definitely have MS tatted on their face.
Like, the more tatted they are, the
like,
more
you can't ignore that.
evil,
Like, that's definitely.
Yeah, it pretty much, with the exception of like one token character, anybody who's of Latino descent in this is a bad guy.
Yeah, and is getting killed.
Yeah. So what happens at the carnival, at this famous carnival, they get the ice cream, the aforementioned ice cream, and the daughter orders peppermint.
Boom! There's the
And
title line.
To the
Two
movie's
scoops.
to the movie's credit, 2 scoops. To the movie's credit, it's never mentioned again. Nobody calls her Peppermint.
Right.
No, yeah.
She
That's
never
that's
eats
not
it.
even her name.
We never see her eat
That's
it or
not
give
her
it to
name.
another homeless kid.
She doesn't get the nickname Peppermint, which
thought
I was expecting.
I thought it was gonna be like Domino, that other movie.
Domino Harvey, yeah.
Yeah, no, she's not
Like
Peppermint.
Patty Peppermint, or
But she's just gonna be Peppermint.
Patty.
Like, she just is Peppermint.
Yeah.
But anyway, as she's picking up some napkins for this ice cream, these dudes drive by with machine guns and just take out her husband and daughter, just completely obliterate them.
Yeah.
Which, coming off the manic happiness, is like, it's just so much whiplash back and forth. It's all over the place, and it is obscene.
it is very gratuitous,
So
pornographic.
And in the midst of this chaos, it's nighttime, but Jennifer Garner sees all three.
she sees them.
She sees all three and memorizes their faces
Rain
enough
Man
to pick them up.
through the overexposed,
Yeah.
shaky flashback.
She picks them out in a lineup, and but shit does not go well.
And she's
in
got
the
a
trial.
really crazy wig on, like she cut her own
She's
hair, like when she was up late one night going crazy.
She has three modes in the movie. She has pre-murder, where she's manic happy.
Yeah.
Post-murder, where she's kind of Juliette Lewis and the other sister with the short hair, and she's kind of freaking out a lot.
Yeah, she's like very modulated, like very over.
And
the
they
top.
they let all there's corruption everywhere, so they let all these guys go. They let them off. She springs out of the witness booth and lunges at them, and they're just kind of laughing at her. And then she just turns into
a killing machine.
Sarah Connor.
A killing machine.
Yeah.
mixed with Commando, mixed
Yeah.
with the Terminator
Total
himself.
killing
Yeah.
machine.
Just total killing machine.
Stone cold.
And how did she get this training? She is a killing machine.
Well,
There's not
she-
even a mention.
She ended up in, I think, Hong Kong maybe, and then she ended up in Europe fighting
I guess.
fighting MMA.
I forgot about that.
And that's
Okay,
like what
okay.
I leaned over and said, I want to see that.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
but because it's handled in such a and by the way manner. Yeah, that's right, Lucas. You did lean over, because when they're doing her exposition of who is she, they do cut to her MMA fighting in Hong Kong. It's like, where's Peppermint Boxer? You know,
like what if
Yeah.
what if they took Jennifer Garner and did the Eat Pray Love, but it was like kick, punch,
was-
bite, like whatever. Like, I want to see that,
Oh man, yeah. So they glaze past that to the point where I'm like, wait, how is she a killing machine? So anyway, she becomes a killing machine, and she starts she goes back to the carnival. She kills these 3 dudes who killed her family, and she hangs them from the Ferris wheel. It is so fucking grisly. It's fucked up.
Like the camera booms up to it, right? It's not just like a quick cutaway
Yeah,
and a wide.
it
It like
loves
booms
it.
up. It like gets in
Fetishizes
close.
it.
And one of the guys has got a crucifix dangling around his neck, but it's like upside down, right? Because
Yep.
he's strung up, and
Yep.
it's like, why are we lingering on this? Like,
It's amazing.
Yeah.
She does some of the most hard R shit.
Yeah, I mean, she shoots at least a dozen people point blank in the face.
Just in the
yeah.
John
It
Wick
loses all
style.
it loses all meaning after a while.
Yes,
Like it doesn't.
yes.
You don't even. You're so desensitized. It's like
She
you don't
kills
even flinch.
everybody.
Yeah.
She wraps the corrupt judge up in explosive wire, and at this point,
Crucifies him. Hammers his palms to the table.
at
like,
this point, she's talking in such. She has such a strange performance. At this point, she's just like this. What?
sultry. Like, do
Yeah,
you know who
you've
I
never
am?
seen her like
This
this.
explosive cord will cut through anything. Trees, corrupt judges. And she does it, and he explodes.
Hard. He explodes hard. She like gets on a bus and pulls out a flip phone and dials in like a number as
And
the
he
detonator
blows
and
up.
presses send.
And then she,
like the Taliban.
so she just did that. Then she looks over and she sees a kid whose dad is like drunk and passed out, and
She has a moment
That
with him.
is a
She's
weird-
She's like a serial killer. She is playing with a token,
Yes.
a toy she took from the corrupt judge's house that she
Yes.
just blew up and murdered. And she gives it to the kid, but then the dad is like, "You don't talk to strangers."
And the dad's like, "This toy sucks."
"No, you sit
Yeah.
on."
And that was the final straw for her.
That was it. Yeah. He wasn't especially mean or abusive to the child. He said, "Where'd you get that shitty toy?"
And then
so
she just turned.
she follows him into the liquor store. He's about to buy some more booze because he's a booze hound. And she accosts him, makes him deep throat
I thought-
a handgun.
at this
Total
point-
Fight Club ripoff.
At this point, I didn't know if she was going to kill him or not.
I thought she was going to kill him. Just like, she's my daughter now. Like, and then she's just like, hey, you gotta act right. So, what's her goal at this? She's just striking out.
Well,
at
that was-
She's
everybody.
that
like
was
the
kinda-
Crow, but like the Crow meets Smokey the Bear.
Yeah, that was kind of the falling.
That's accurate, actually, in a fucked up way.
That was kind of the falling down moment.
It was a female falling
because
down for 2018.
It was supposed to be her. You rooting for her.
It should have been her fucking bank manager boss. They set it up, but they don't ever pay it
No,
off.
they
So
never pay that.
So I
off.
thought,
Yeah.
for sure she would be the one.
She's
in
got a
liquor
lot
store.
of grudges. She's
Yeah.
got a
Yeah,
lot of
I mean,
problems.
she's got weird moral
So-
compass. Yeah. Anyway.
Remember
Again-
when you made me close? Now I'm closing you down.
Again, every scene has something crazy in it.
Yeah.
They introduce these cops who are trying to look into the matter.
That-
way too many characters in this movie.
That one cop, man.
That one cop where
When you-
Lucas was like, I thought that was Zamzo.
Yeah.
It's pretty hilarious.
His introductory shot, it was him.
Yeah, Brother Zamzo was smiling upon this screening tonight. But it's out of control. So then she goes looking, I guess, just to take down their whole operation. Like, she has so little dialogue in, like, the second and early third act. I think she says justice. I think that's her line. Otherwise, she's just killing.
Yeah.
And we don't really know what her goal is other than to kill everybody. So
Everyone.
she goes to this piñata store.
Amazing
Ooh,
scene.
Amazing.
hashtag problematic.
Amazing
Yeah,
scene.
no,
That was when
Every-
I was looking around thinking like, oof.
No,
this
every
is-
Mexican cliche in the
this-
book
Everything.
This is really
is
bad,
I think it was called
folks.
Pinata Land.
Amazing
Like, this is-
piñatas.
this is
Amazing Pinatas. That's what it was
Fucking
called.
bad.
It was amazing. She kills
Atrocious.
everybody. And the part that is most insane, that Bishki and I were like slapping each other, she is stuck on the second floor. And it looks like people
no way out.
There's no way out. People are closing in with machine guns. And she looks down and she sees just a bunch of hanging piñatas. And we're like, okay, she's gonna do something cool like Batman, like swoop down on a piñata or something. She
Nope.
jumps in slow
Nope.
motion.
Swan dives.
Her stunt double swan dives, and then she lands kind of awkwardly belly flops on the top edge of an aisle separator,
Oh,
and it
it's
hits her
painful.
hard.
It's painful.
She slams awkwardly against the piñatas, and then
Like
just
the-
falls on the floor.
Yeah.
And she's down for a while.
It's Keystone Cops.
It's like, that's your big move? Like,
you're just gonna like jump.
you've made no incorrect moves so far, and yet this is your big marquee stunt where you fucking hurt yourself immensely.
Her poor stunt double. Oh man.
It's amazing. So she's laying on the ground, like recovering from that. She looks under an aisle divider and she sees their feet, the bad guy's feet walking along. So what does she do? She blows one of his feet off. His foot comes off. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Yeah.
I think they had to cut this down to avoid an NC-17, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
She blows his foot off and then blows his head
His skull,
wide open.
His skull like a cantaloupe.
Oh man.
Oh my god. So that's the piñata. There are so many action set pieces.
There's too many to list.
She's
like,
like-
we could go on
she's like-
all the episode.
they're like, oh, she wants to come for our lab? Let her come to our lab. And she goes into this lab with like a bunch of shit ready to go. And she realizes there's a tripwire. She runs out of there. They blow up like an entire city block. So then she goes straight from that to another climax-worthy scene where there's
The head bad guy's house.
the head bad guy's house,
Agora.
which is like Commando. It's like the Commando climax. I thought
Yeah.
we were at the climax.
Yeah. There's,
Yeah, I thought that was the climax. It should have been the climax.
And I was in such ecstasy during the scene because there's so many just like random goon Mando dudes with like Uzis just standing around in the yard waiting to be killed. Like, it doesn't look like a crack, like, team that is doing security. It's just a bunch of dudes.
Yeah.
And she comes in, just takes everybody out.
Yeah.
Takes everybody
double
out.
taps,
at
like,
least.
handing out candy on Halloween.
Like 100 people.
Yeah.
And the main guys get away. So, oh my God,
she has compassion for the daughter, or she has a little flashback to the daughter.
Yeah, the main
Where
bad
I'm
guy
like,
has
at this
a daughter.
point, like your moral compass, like just shoot the guy in the
Shoot
face.
him and then adopt the daughter. Or do what you have to do.
Yeah.
It's around this time that Method Man just shows up.
Just in the third act,
On the
just like
police
for an
force.
hour and 10 minutes, there's no Method Man, then boom,
He just
hour and
shows
11,
up.
he's just there, boom, on screen.
I
I perk up. I'm like, wait a minute, is that?
Yes.
Is
Wait,
who
that
I
was
think it
Method
is?
Man?
Yeah. And
He's given nothing
his
to do.
part must have gotten cut.
He is given nothing
His
to
part
do.
must have gotten cut because there's too many characters. There's so many characters. It should be noted that one of the cops, the key non-gang member Latino man, had a couple good lines, I thought. He's like, the last cop that went after this guy ended up on the wrong side of the grass. So that means he's underground, buried underground. That's good. And then later, the Zamzo cop is drinking whiskey in his coffee or whatever, and he's like, word of advice?
Wait until you're dead before you embalm yourself.
That cop with the mustache was such a doofus, man. Oh.
The cops are all doofuses.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
there's a twist. One of the cops ends up being dirty. I didn't care, so I didn't really see it coming. I don't know how obvious that was.
No,
gonna
it
be.
was pretty, like, bonkers and
Yeah.
out of left field for me, but at that point, like, I wasn't surprised by anything, because
Right.
they were just throwing
It
everything
was,
at you.
yes.
But, like, in terms of all the actors all the characters that played law enforcement personnel, whether they're FBI or whatever, all felt like they were at a table read.
Yes.
Like they
It's
took
hilarious.
some sedatives, or like they were
There were
nervous.
weird
like,
pauses.
Let's take some Xanax and do the scene.
Yes.
Like, hey, what's going
Yes.
on? Like, why don't we go over here? Like,
And there,
what's happening?
And there
Like,
were
I don't know.
completely extraneous
Just
parts
dead
where,
weight,
where
just-
one of the cops will be on the phone with the other cop and he'll just be like, I don't know where the location is yet.
What do you
Okay,
got?
I'll
Like,
find it out.
Carmichael
Yeah,
here.
I'll find out. Yeah, okay. I'll find out soon. Okay, yeah,
So
bye.
awkward,
Like,
so
whoa,
awkward,
like,
yeah.
what? Why are we spending time on this when there's a vigilante killer out there? Like,
that initial boardroom where they're cutting between like her
Hilarious.
murdering people and them trying to figure out who the hell it
Hilarious.
is, like, yeah.
it's inept
Yeah.
in every respect. But it's right down the middle. Like, that shit seems 90s straight to video to me.
Yeah.
But the
this
action
should
is
never
pure
got
80s. Like, it's
a
pure
release.
Cobra. It's pure
Yeah.
Commando.
Yeah.
It's from a time where all the bad guys were just automatically Middle Eastern or Colombian. You didn't question it.
Yeah.
You know?
It's weird because all the trailers we saw leading up to the movie felt like those were from back in the day. Like we had went back
Yeah,
in time.
it's
into
a
this
time
theater.
warp.
Yeah, like it just,
Peppermint
none of
is
it
not
felt-
of this time.
None of
Yeah.
this felt current. Like,
And
none of this.
therefore, I posit that it's timeless. But there's a final climax in Skid Row that's just out of control. Like, there's just 100 dudes just roaming the street.
She goes Facebook Live.
She goes Facebook
on the
Live,
news.
shows all the bad guys, zooms in on them, and they're just wandering around showing their face. Like, where is she? Where is she?
But wait, but the biggest laugh was before that, where the main bad guy's at his like lair in Nagura, like in his mansion with all
Yeah.
his goons, and they're watching the news and they're interviewing
Oh,
some
yes.
random witness.
Yeah.
and
That's
he's
the
like,
salad dragon.
He goes, "Oh yeah, she survived the explosion. She crawled out and carjacked this guy, and she looked pissed."
That was the biggest laugh. Like,
His delivery.
his delivery,
Oh,
give him a
yeah.
sitcom, give that random witness
Yeah.
anything he wants.
Yeah.
All the news
I
footage.
guffawed.
All the news footage was hilarious, but that was
She looked pissed.
we all three just laughed
lost
out loud.
it. We
Yeah.
lost it. So there's another big bloodbath in Skid Row. It's hilarious. She's outnumbered like 100 to 1, and she comes out without a gun. And there's a point where she's just facing off against the bad guy. He's beating the shit out of her.
Yeah.
And he
And-
looks just like
Like
William
she's Arnold.
Forsythe. Am I right?
He looks like a cross between William Forsythe and Bennett from Commando.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like his mustache is a Bennett throwback.
Yeah.
But she's like, you hit like a girl. And then the dirty cop is like, she's toying with you, man.
She's stalling you, man.
She's stalling you.
We got to get out of here.
It's hilarious. She is one person getting the shit beat out of her.
Yeah.
They have 100 dudes, and it's like, she has the upper hand. Like, it's hilarious. So it all goes down. She kills the dude. La-di-da. she's in the hospital. The Latino cop comes in and is like, it really doesn't have to end this way for you. And he slips her a handcuff key.
John Ortiz, who also was a zombie walk, just like toning
Yes.
out like his whole performance. Like,
Yes.
But she can get away now.
You could actually, if you look closely in some scenes, you could see part of John Ortiz's soul leave his body as he was just thinking about the check he cashed
none of the cops
to
were
do
into
this
it.
movie.
But it does one of those hypercut double exposure flashes, and then the cuffs are just dangling, and then we're hit with this like evanescence light like rock track, and during the piñata fight, it was like Mexican corn.
Yeah.
Oh no! But my favorite part,
like the music is amazing.
Wait, no! My favorite part was where she was approaching. She was creeping on the warehouse piñata layer, and I heard like in the speaker above me, like this mariachi music, and I'm thinking like, oh wow, these speakers are like really good because I'm like hearing this like 4-dimensional.
We heard
sound.
some amazing surround sound, and it ended up being.
Did you guys hear the 80s music?
Yes. What was that?
That was Spotify from my pocket.
Oh no!
But I thought it was in the movie.
Yeah,
I did too.
So did I was like,
for a while, but then I realized who the musician was. I was like, this is like Italo 80s music. How the hell?
Yeah.
And I was like, wait a minute. I was listening to this earlier today. Oh shit!
Your Spotify was on.
Yeah. So, but anything can happen. That just shows you anything.
It felt great because it felt like they were listening to some Italo disco as she was creeping down the hallway. And I'm like, oh man, these gang members are branching out into some shit,
But then the music they played during the piñata fight is like straight up
corn.
Mexican corn
It's
hip hop.
amazing.
Like,
it's amazing. Because we had no guests that would come and brave this. Shame on all of you. We are going to call the one man that I know that has seen this. That's my father. We're gonna see what his angle is on this. He's kind of a wild card, but.
Hey, Matthew.
Hey, Dad. You're on the Lodgecast with Brother Bishke and Brother Lucas.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Well, I won't really have my A game because up here in the Northwest we don't usually stay up this late.
I know it is almost 11 p.m. It is very late, but
Close to the witching hour.
But we are talking Peppermint, and you're the only human being I know on the face of this earth that has seen it and may be willing to admit that you have.
Well, absolutely.
When you saw Peppermint, was it a matinee situation or was it a primetime night show?
Well, I don't really go to primetime. We go to the matinees, and we have the lounger seats, so if it is bad, we can just fall asleep.
That's a good move.
And then we take the senior discount, too,
Oh, yeah, you put that on top.
Nice.
So for 2 people, it was $18.
They're basically giving Peppermint away. So real briefly, what are your general thoughts on this film? Like, what did you experience in that theater?
It was like if The Equalizer and one of the Fox anchor ladies had a baby, that would be Peppermint. But Denzel would stay nice and clean, but Jennifer Garner was perpetually dirty hair and dirt hanging on her face and dirty clothes.
Well, she was living on the streets out of a van.
Okay, let's talk about that. So this drug cartel guy has bags of money.
Yeah.
And she's supposed to be the protective angel for all this homeless encampment.
Oh, we forgot about the mural.
Grab a couple of bags of money.
Like be Robin Hood for Skid Row, you mean?
Yeah. I don't know.
We did forget to mention that they put up a mural of her with angel wings in Skid Row, and she is known as the Angel of Skid Row.
Their protector.
Prime selfie location.
So, were you on the edge of your seat with the action, Dad?
Absolutely not, because obviously they found everybody in L.A. that had a neck tattoo and told them all they had to do was to hold a gun, jump out in the middle of the aisle of the hallway or whatever it was, and wait to get shot. You don't have to bend over. You don't have to duck or anything. You just stand there and you're going to get blasted, and then your part is done.
That was pretty much it. It was a volume business, not a quality individual business.
So Peppermint gets smacked around in the face, shot repeatedly, kicked in the ribs, falls off the top of buildings, all this other stuff, and she gets a limp. So
We also forgot to mention her favorite pastime is to go to the grave of her husband and daughter and smear blood on it.
Yeah.
She does it twice.
yeah. So anyway, if she can come back from all that pounding, if that doesn't scream sequel, I don't know what does.
Would you go to Peppermint too?
Peppermint schnapps on the rocks.
Hey, if I knew that it was good popcorn, yeah.
That's great, Dad. You're familiar at this point with the bone system, Dad?
Yes, 4 bones, right?
Well, that's a possible rating. What would you give Peppermint out of 4?
I'll go 3.5 bones.
Whoa!
Whoa, nice.
Whoa, doctor!
Whoa.
Well, like I said, if you called me before 9 o'clock, I might be a little sharper.
It might be different.
I want to make one suggestion
Yeah.
to you and your pirates, okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
Have a profanity jar, so every time you guys have to swear to make a point, put $1 in the jar, and by the end of this broadcast season, you can have a pretty good party.
That's not a bad idea,
That's actually
Dad.
really good.
Matt's
I'll do
got
that.
the foulest mouth, actually.
Do I?
I think, if you count them. I don't know.
No, I got a big potty mouth.
Maybe
that's 'cause I
My
talk
mouth's-
a lot.
No, me too. I'm sorry.
All right, Dad. We're sorry.
Okay.
We're sorry, sir.
One more quick thing.
Yeah.
Notice that Millie and Emily, they waited their turn, they didn't interrupt, and they didn't cuss and swear.
Sure.
What role models they were.
All right.
True.
We get it.
They're very true.
We
know
love you, Emily and Millie.
We know
love
your
you.
favorites. Well, Dad, thank you for your insight, and I hope you're able to get some sleep tonight now that we've riled you up and reminded you of all that Peppermint was.
So I just wanted to convince myself it was money well spent.
It was. Oh, God, it was. Trust me.
You and I saw worse, man.
We did. We've seen much worse. So we'll let you go. Thanks for being on the show.
On behalf of seniors everywhere, adios.
All right. Good night,
Adios.
Dad. 3.5 for my father.
Wow. Wow.
Brother Bishke, where are you going with this?
Well, I mean, it hurt by the end. It was too long. Like the body count.
You're getting short-circuited.
And I don't like. I don't like Jennifer Garner.
Sure.
I don't like her as a wholesome person, and as a Sarah Connor thing, she is hilariously bad. I'll give it 1.5 bones.
Okay.
Because I laughed a ton, and like the more we talk about it, the more I'm like, wow,
Sure.
what the hell was that?
Yeah. It's one of those special ones. It
Yeah.
is why we do this.
Yeah.
Brother Lucas, what are you dealing with? What are you grappling with back there?
Yeah, no, a lot of feels tonight. I'm just sitting here thinking how this was my very first A-list
Yeah.
experience and my very first AMC Prime theater. I thought we were going in the Dolby Atmos. It turns out Prime and Atmos are different.
Mm-hmm.
And then Matt pointed out there's also Big D and Real D and, IMAX.
We
and-
gotta find the big D.
and
Yeah,
the
we'll
40X.
find the Big D.
But there's a lot of feels, but honestly, like I when I was watching it, it was very painful on many levels. Just like on a filmmaking level, it was just poorly. Yeah, it was like a Glohan Gorbis production from like the 90s.
Golan
but-
Globus.
Thank you, but like worse.
It's the H brothers.
And I really had a problem with the racist portrayal of like the MS-13 being the bad guys, and that every person of color for the most part was just like so despicable
And slaughtered.
and just murdered indiscriminately, and like the revenge aspect was so extreme. It was just like I thought, man, if an earthquake happened right now and the theater crumbled and I died watching Peppermint, like, how great that would be to just put me out of my misery so I wouldn't have to finish it. Because, it was like one climax after another, and I was laughing all throughout, because we're all about love and light, and that's what kind of keeps me going. But having said all that,
How many bones?
this is a woof. I should never have gotten made. Jennifer Garner should genuinely be ashamed of herself. John Ortiz should be ashamed of himself. Method Man should be ashamed of himself.
Shame.
This is bad. Like, this is
Shame.
really embarrassing. Like, just the pinata factory. I mean, it's like minstrel. Like, it's borderline minstrel. Like, it's like insulting.
All right. I agree with everything you said. but it's a 3-boner for me. This movie, it's wrong, it's racist, it is too long, it is too violent, it is too fucked up, and I loved every second of it. I smiled through the whole movie, laughed through most of it. It is an amazing time. It is a throwback to 80s action that shouldn't be able to be made anymore. There's a sincerity to it and a humorlessness to it that is so spot on. It is not of this time. It is not of this earth. It is so singularly special that I can't fuck with it. It's 3 bones. It made me ecstatic. It dilated my pupils. Like, this movie.
You got minted. You got pepperminted.
I got so minted in the face. I don't know if it was the exact right amount of stoned. I mean, we smoked the same amount.
I was pretty high, for sure.
It did it for me. Holy shit. So, I don't know what's going on. My father, my fashion is linking with his.
The Thiessens were
Yeah.
in sync.
Yeah.
Some of my tastes are just kind of bending that way, and it's hereditary. What can I say?
Yeah.
I got minted, and I loved it. This one might come back to haunt me. It's like a Supreme Court justice with a particularly odious decision he's made in the past.
Dropping this on the Lodge would, I mean, the violence alone, like, I think for the lodgers that enjoy extreme violence, which is a lot of people, but I mean, it yeah. Well, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to do.
It's amazing, and we wouldn't drop it on the Lodge for another 5 years or so. It needs to stew in its own juices for a while and mature and marinate. But yeah, that's Peppermint, guys. We went deeper, way deeper than I thought we would. We've run the gamut from woof to 3.5. I mean,
so you know something. You know something's going on.
There's some kind of alchemy at work. It's a combustible gas or liquid in a bottle.
It really is. It is something else. So
and you know, they'll probably make a sequel. You know, I mean,
Jack Reacher got a sequel.
I read because of Hurricane Florence, it's going to impact the box office this weekend, so it's not going to gross as much as they had hoped originally.
We need to get people out there.
Well, the Garner fans,
yeah.
I mean, they're gonna be like, what the heck? Like,
she's gonna throw some people for a loop.
Yeah.
I wanna watch.
Like, she can't be in Christian movies anymore.
I wanna watch Ben Affleck watch this movie.
Oh my god, like a YouTube video, like Ben Affleck watches Peppermint for the first time.
I watch that in slow motion.
Oh my! While he's vaping, he's just totally vaping.
Yes. Oh my god. Yes. Oh my god. Okay.
All right.
There's too much.
We got to cut that together somehow.
There's too much beautiful stuff to think about tonight. I'm never going to be able to get to sleep. Love and light to all you guys. Love and light and peppermint to all y'all.
Much more to come.
Peace.
Peace.
We do not deserve peppermint.